Alright, good luck, have fun from the players. This is going to be Game 5 in a best of 5 series, and who could have expected this? EP Valkyrie versus DarkChigo. EP Valkyrie, I believe, ranked 40 in the 40 to 50 range of Grandmasters in an even series against DarkChigo, #1 in Diamond. So yes, I definitely was not expecting this, but definitely rooting for the underdog in my heart. But I am the shoutcaster, so I have to be completely neutral as we now have Protoss DarkChigo spawning in the 6 o'clock position. Meanwhile, EP Valkyrie spawning as the red Terran player at the 9 o'clock position. So this will be close air spawns. Metalopolis. Very, very interesting games already. You can see Valkyrie continuing to just mine away, and we'll see whether he goes for a front door seal. It looks like he will. And with the closer airplay, he may actually try to go for Banshees. I've been trying to predict Banshees for the longest time. I've been getting that wrong, so I don't know, maybe it's like consistent betting where you need to bet the same way over and over and eventually you'll get it right. So a probe now making its way out. DarkChigo will quickly come across Valkyrie and now be able to get also a lot of harassment, force another SAV to chase poor Peppy the probe, as Peppy the probe can get in a lot of damage and perhaps even delay the building of that one barracks by pulling off that SCV. The SCV deciding to return back over here and perhaps build the barracks a little bit in a different location. Yeah, building over there. So that is in a little bit of a different location, as an SCV also comes over as well, getting some damage. And now that poor probe just trying to wander around. Very, very nice location by Valkyrie. By building it a little bit closer to the mineral patch, it pretty much ensures that DarkChigo will not be able to get in as much harassment as he would like to, as the one probe is not going to be able to, as the SCVs are going to be able to reinforce rather quickly. In comes a new SCV as well, as poor SCV over here down to 20 hit points. It is rather low, and I believe DarkChigo also low on hit points as well, down to 15. The shield should start to recharge though, and that will definitely help. In comes a little bit more damage, and Marine will be trained up as well. Valkyrie, pretty much knowing where his opponent has spawned, will quickly check out that location in just a moment, and we'll see whether or not DarkChigo tries to go for a gas block, or if he's just going to stick around inside as long as he can. Second supply depot now being built as well, and now DarkChigo, with Metalopolis, he may be able to use the cliffs to his advantage, being able to warp in units along the low ground here with a pylon in a relatively safe location. Also, Valkyrie may also be trying to use the supply depots or the cliffs to his own advantage by placing down siege tanks here. Once again, Valkyrie not knowing that you cannot have close spawns here on an MLG map, scouting in the wrong direction. And yeah, I feel for him. That SCV should have already come inside the base. It looks like he's going to actually have to deal with a Stalker instead. A Stalker is going to be trained up in just a moment there. It only takes, 42 seconds to train up that Stalker, and SCV will be coming up that ramp and not really know what DarkChigo has in store for him. Most likely, it will be another 4-gate based upon the amount of energy on that Nexus. You can see the gateway. That's why he is not chrono boosting out that Stalker. The Stalker down to only, 7 more seconds left until it is done. The SCV now coming up the ramp. SCV taking one round of attack. The Stalker will engage it. Oh, not engage it in time. Does the SCV get enough information? Probably not. He does see the buildings, but what you really need to see is the energy. And now going into a two-base pressure, perhaps getting also some additional gateways as well. So he's going to feint 4-gate, but instead move out with 2 gates, as we are now going into a factory and also going into a starport. So I'm absolutely baffled by what Valkyrie is trying to do here. He does have a lot of Marines. He's going to have a decent amount of gas. He's not building a tech lab with that factory. So with no tech lab on that, I can't imagine that he will be going for Banshees at all. He's sitting on almost close to 200 gas already, as now adding a tech lab the old-fashioned way. I don't remember the last time I actually saw the first starport actually build a tech lab. Normally it is swapped. The Nexus about 75% complete. We are going to be getting those 4 gateways now upgrading into warp gates. As I mentioned earlier, the probe may be trying to set up a proxy pylon here to warp in some units, and we should also be getting up another command center perhaps built right here in order to land in that location as well. the probe coming down. He doesn't see an expansion attempt, but all Terran, whenever you play against a Terran player, you know that the expansion could be hiding inside the base as a Banshee is now being added. I do not see cloaking research at all, and with the sheer amount of stalkers DarkChigo will be able to warp in, I don't think that that Banshee harassment will work out all that well. You can see once again chrono boosting out probes, and DarkChigo looking to be in a very strong position, sitting on 2 bases. He does also have a forge, so he will be able to warp in at least 1 cannon to prevent any Banshee harassment if that cloak does come in. 7-minute mark, a Banshee now walking inside to get some damage. It looks like the probes will get taken down. 1 probe taken down, a second probe gonna get taken down as well. No, the second probe not destroyed, as that Banshee is able to fly away, perhaps taking down this poor probe instead. That poor probe, if he activates that Xel'Naga Watchtower, will get destroyed. Down it goes. So a free probe over there by the Xel'Naga Tower. We do have a photon cannon up, level 1 armor upgrades, and also no gas here. So normally I should be seeing a lot more sentries being warped in, but that is not the case. And also perhaps adding a Twilight Council a little bit later, a Zealot now coming in, and in comes the photon cannon. The photon cannon able to get off 2 quick shots onto that Banshee. The Banshee now down to 70 hit points, will not be able to do all too much at all. But we are getting a Raven out as well. So that Raven, Marine, Tank, Siege Tank, a Siege Tech will try to just get within range here. But it looks like DarkChigo, well aware of that tactic, not going to allow that many buildings to fall unless the tanks are already down over here. The Raven going to get picked off, and Valkyrie losing a very expensive Raven very needlessly. 32 harvesters compared to 27. The overall food count very much in favor of Valkyrie, though. He has a lot more Marines, and we may see an all-in attempt here. 6 SCVs, a poor probe now making its way out. Gonna have a very, very difficult time. Are we gonna get perhaps a force field? Probes now coming in to engage. There is that force field. The force field making it very difficult to retreat, as the Zealots unable to get within any true combat range. A Banshee now taken down as well, as the Marines are fighting back and forth. The Zealots need to warp in, but they are not going to be able to get that much damage at all. Army combinations, 1500 versus 825. There is a lot more gas there, as the photon cannon looking to get even more damage as well. The sentries pushing in. The Marines going to be able to just simply walk in here. And now down goes that 1 siege tank. A new siege tank has taken its place, as well as the stalkers are now trying to run away. It looks like the photon cannon going to get some easy damage onto those Marines, as a siege tank now finally in position, focusing down another siege tank, but it is not going to get taken down. And Valkyrie easily taking this game 5 in this series. Not much happening over here. There is 1 proxy pylon, a stalker on the low ground, as the Marines are now continuing to push in. We can see a Zealot trying to warp in as well. A siege tank now going to position itself down here and destroy all of this. And there is the GG. DarkChigo losing to Valkyrie in game 5 of this best of 3 series. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.